Ugh, fuck. Midnight. No. Oh, that actually sucks ass though, bro. What up? My name is Brad. Welcome to Dragon Ball Legends, and as you saw at the beginning of this, it is in maintenance. As I sat down to record, I had like 2 or 3 videos. I was like, cool, this would be dope. And it went into maintenance. So, we don't got maintenance till midnight, but I'm still gonna make the video that I had planned on making in that, so you guys could see that team layout. That's the team that I've been using or I've been trying out. I gotta level them all up, obviously. A couple of them are level 300, 600, 800. It's a bit everywhere, but I want to explain the team comp to you guys roughly. We'll see if we can get it across this way. It's a bit weird in this. Essentially, it's a full Saiyan team, and it revolves around the use of 3 Vegetas. 2 of them being on the bench, and 1 of them being this guy on your team. So the main core of the team is these 3 guys. And the reason these 3 guys is because you go down here, if you work on them enough, now you got to work on them a lot to get them, obviously, in their soul boost tree, that's any character. But looking down here, double team, blast attack plus 20% to blast damage inflicted when 3 or more members are left. So if all 3 of you guys are left, your blast damage is up 20%. And then you have plus 24% to Saiyan base strike defense, which is great. So he's a great defense, a good just blocker. If he needs to just jump in there, take a couple hits, he can even survive Piccolo's super. I've done it. Mine has worked on a lot. He's almost a 4-star. On top of 100% on all 3 boards. Well, 98 on the 3rd one. So mine's been worked on a lot, obviously. You start looking at some of his stats, he's a really, really solid unit, especially for what we're going for with this one. He does have a chance to inflict faint on top of, they receive 15% more blast damage from his spirit bomb, that's just crazy. So more blast damage on top of more blast damage. He inflicts just an additional 15% damage. So you can take that as blast or strike, however you want to take it. Again, he takes less defense, blast damage. So he receives 40% more blast damage from his Last Hope main ability. So the green card. No, when you click on him, not the green card. Whenever they have their light up, overall he's fantastic. The reason he fits so well in this team comp is because Vegeta is a very similar type thing. So he boosts Saiyan blast attack during battle. So the blast attack goes up an additional 25% for all Saiyans. 50% to blast damage inflicted from using his, again, click on his face. I'm just going to have to word it that way because main ability and unique ability, they're not very distinguished at the beginning of the game. It takes you a minute to learn. But 50% more. So right there, he instantly just gets 75%. Well, mine is Z ability 3 because I have a 5-star. So 24 and 50, 74% extra. That's insanity. Plus they plus 15% to own blast art's power for 15 timer counts. So he deals more damage after dealing a crap ton of damage. The Gal Gun does so much damage. If your guys obviously properly boost it up. Sorry about my freaking mouse. I hate this stupid mouse. Plus 15% to blast damage from his unlock key form of attack. 15% more blast damage. So he's all about blast damage. The other guy's all about defense. Plus he boosts up other blast damage. Plus, you have your unique ability right here. Plus 20% damage inflicted to Super Warriors. So that's going to be Tien, Chaozu, Yamcha, Krillin. Anybody that's not Piccolo, Vegeta, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. Any of the Z fighters besides those guys who aren't Saiyans or Namekians. That's going to be a Super Warrior. Essentially just humans and Chaozu, whatever the hell Chaozu is. So he's all about that as well. Going through here to Broly. Now, he has the highest strike damage in the game. So he does the most strike damage. That's why he fits into this very well. He does extra damage to Goku. As you'll see right down here. I gotta learn where all these things are at. So I look in the game. I don't really look in here too often. Cause the enemy to receive 15% more strike damage for 15 counts. 30% chance to inflict faint, which is great. So that's the opposite of the Spirit Bomb Goku. He does inflict that. Obviously, they're the same type. So that's kind of getting into a dangerous category. That's why I have the purple there to mitigate that. So if a green type like Piccolo pops up, we still have Vegeta to handle him because my Vegeta can mollywop. I love my 5-star Vegeta. I know everybody's like, no, he's good. Don't trust other people. I don't know what that was, but don't trust other people. 15% to own key recovery, so he actually has faster, which is fantastic. So he also that's when he grabs their face and throws them out. On top of he boosts his own key recovery. Fantastic. Deals major explode damage, nothing special as gigantic meteor. He only boosts up his own blast defense, but that's okay though. That's not a big deal because Vegeta is a glass cannon. That's just how it is. He's meant to come out and do a lot of damage and get the hell out of there. Goku Spirit Bomb, he's meant to take a lot of strike damage. And then you have this guy who's meant to take a lot of blast damage. So they mitigate each other. You need to take some blast damage, send in Broly. You need to take some strike damage, send in Goku. Very, very nice on that one to have the opposites. They're definitely meant to counter each other, I feel like. There was one other thing I wanted to cover. Well, you guys already know, he does an additional 20% to any Goku. Which, again, that's just fantastic. An additional 20% doesn't sound like a lot. That's a crazy amount. That's a fifth of your overall damage. If you do 100,000, you do 120,000. It's crazy. And then on the sidelines, this new Vegeta is fantastic to have on your roster. Just in the back, he's amazing. So when we go down to his stuff, plus 45% to blast damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, just from his Elite Pride. And that gives you a green type too. So if you're facing an enemy that happens to have 2 green types or 2 blue types like you have, you can use this guy instead, get him to level 1000, really work on him. He's actually very, 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 very solid. His Z ability, which, by the way, Z abilities do function in battle even if they're on your bench. So if you have your 3 characters that are in battle, the other 3 characters' Z abilities do still pop for you. So you'll still get that additional 25, 23, or no, 23, 22, 20, or 17% to your blast attack during battle for all Saiyans. So that's why I use him on the bench. And then you don't have to look too much at his attack because if you're not going to plan on using him too much, it may not be worth looking at it, but he does have 15% to blast damage inflicted, so he gets an additional. Again, basically, all the Vegetas are blast attack. That's basically what it comes down to. He's great to have there strictly for this ability, because then he boosts your blast attack by whatever percentage. I believe mine is the ability 2? Maybe. No, he's the ability 2 for sure. I think he's a 3-star. But 20% to additional to any kind of Saiyan that's in your team with blast attack. Again, great. He's just boosting your stuff. He actually has really... Stop! Oh my god, I hate this fucking mouse. Look at, as I shake it, it moves. It's the worst. So slash 100 stab. He actually has some of the higher stats in comparison. His key restore speed's not bad. It's higher than Spirit Bomb Goku, and his vanish is standard. Nothing special there. Going out, this is where the third Vegeta comes in. Now, I hadn't really used this Vegeta a whole lot. I hadn't even really looked at him until I thought of this idea of, I wonder if 3 Vegetas would work well together. They do. So, his Z ability, which he's pretty easy to get, obviously. I think mine's 2 or maybe 3 at this point. But blue-based blast attack. So, he boosts up Spirit Bomb Goku, and he boosts up Broly. Because Vegeta doesn't need any more blast attack. He's doing alright with his, 200% now at this point. Once you start popping his abilities, you're hitting an additional 200% on his blast attack. Purple Vegeta is doing just fine. But this guy right here does boost up blue characters. So that's going to boost up your Spirit Bomb Goku and your Broly to get you an additional 21, 19, or 18, 20, and 15%, whatever you have, whichever Z ability. Again, I wouldn't worry too much. You're never really going to use him over the other Vegeta. You can. You could use him over instead of Spirit Bomb Goku if your Spirit Bomb Goku's only 1-starred. I still say he's good to have, though. I think Spirit Bomb Goku is going to be the sleeper sparking. I think eventually he's going to be the best. When nobody can pull, 7 stars worth of these characters and you're able to farm him, I think he's going to really, really come in handy. But he's a little bit lower on his key restore speed, so that's why I don't really recommend using him. His stats are obviously hero stats. They're not going to be as good. Caps out at that 1.14 as opposed to 1.4. He's a hero unit. That's just how it is. They're still decent. They're still good. They're better on your bench for stuff like this to build your main team. But you still want to give them equipment and give them soul boost in case, one, you decide you need to use them. You want to, if somebody brings all red characters, let's bring 3 blues, whatever else. You want to make it look like you might use them online, because if you just have a level 300 sitting there, people are just going to know you're not going to use them and bring a team that's just going to counter your 3 strongest. So you got to make it look like you're going to use them. So you start getting them into 4 or 5-star range. It's a good possibility. Obviously, you're still bringing 3 sparkings and 2 heroes and stuff like that. May not be the most amazing, but it does work relatively well. So again, that's mainly to boost up Broly and Spirit Bomb Goku. The other Vegeta's there to boost up all 3 of them because he's just fantastic. That Extreme Green, number 1, he's, in my opinion, he's cooler looking than the purple Vegeta on top of. He's almost just as good. And then the last unit, just to round it out, is Super Saiyan Goku. So taking a look through here, you get the additional base strike attack. So then that boosts up Broly. Obviously, it boosts up Vegeta a little bit, but you're not really going to worry about strike attack for Vegeta. He's mainly blast. You're going to want to use blast attacks with Vegeta. And then looking over at Spirit Bomb Goku, it's nice to have that additional strike attack because he's kind of right in the middle. He's a very in the middle sparking. Nothing crazy one way or the other. If you happen to bring Krillin, it's not bad. He's nice to have because, if they bring a team that has like 2 yellows, and it looks like those yellows are going to be used, it's nice to have this Goku here, of course. He's very, very powerful. You guys already know how good he is. He's been around since day 1. he was the OG. Oh my goodness, we get him at level 20. That's super dope. The only one I think I haven't looked at Gohan, but everybody's saying Gohan is by far one of the best Sparkings, if not. So I'm going to take a look at his stuff real quick with you guys. Plus 50% to strike damage. Fantastic. So he gets the Vegeta, but for strike damage. And he's yellow, which is... Is he yellow? Yeah. And he's yellow, which is fantastic. I thought he was yellow. Then I was like, wait. He does boost up mixed-blooded Saiyans. So that should be Pan, Gohan. It'll eventually be Trunks. If they add Goten, it'll eventually be characters like that. Gotenks. Ooh, I'm excited for Gotenks. I didn't even think about that. Double team strike attack. What do we got here? Unique ability. Okay, so he's basically what he is in Dokkan 2. He's a very, very good leader for hybrid Saiyans. That's what I'm seeing from there for the most part. So he doesn't fit for the pure-blooded Saiyans. You're going to want to stick with Vegetas, Gokus, Brolys, stuff like that. Pretty standard stuff on that one. What you guys need to realize about this game is it's very team comp based. Very, very team comp based. So you can have level 600s, and if you play well enough and your team is built well enough, you can be level 1000s. I mean, if they're boosted up, it's going to be a hell of a fight. You might have to rise and rush twice to take 2 of them out, but it can be done. My best recommendations is get your guys to level 1000. Get some really, really nice equipment. If you take a look at the equipment now, it'll have a little yellow mark instead of a green mark, displaying that it's a really good stat. So those are the ones you want to boost up first. Equipment is the best thing in the game. Let's be real here, okay? If you have Piccolo's equipment on top of him, he's the best unit in the game still, pretty much, strictly because of the healing factor. But taking him out of the equation and going into just Saiyans, because we're just talking about Saiyans in this video, the Saiyan team, this I feel like is the best build you can possibly have. So you would have Broly, Vegeta, Goku, Vegeta, and then other Goku. That's the best one you really got. Eventually this game's going to change, of course, like that. I still think the strongest team right now is going to be Final Form Frieza, or any team that Piccolo's on. So if you have Broly, Vegeta, and Piccolo, that's still a fantastic team comp. You have 3 different type coverages. You have your HP healing, you have your blast, and you have your attack. You guys, if you've ever played Pokemon, then you would understand these mechanics a little bit better of having somebody who hits hard on the special side, hard on the physical side, and a tank who can just eat attacks. That's essentially what you're going for with team comp in this game. But this is just a taking a look at this. I am going to make a more in-depth video on these. If it hadn't gone into maintenance, there would have been a gameplay in the background showing you guys what I'm talking about, displaying, hey, this guy with this attack, this guy with this attack, showing the difference in their strengths, depending on who's on the field, who's on the team, whatever else. But, without further ado, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I don't know why I would say without further ado. I'm going to get that out of here. Thank you so much for watching. You have yourself a great night. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy Dragon Ball Legends content. And if you enjoyed the video, like hearing me talk, click a like on the video. It's greatly appreciated. But, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one, alright? Deuces.